We're going to find and sentence Mr. Johnson on conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, 35 years. As to the convicted felon in possession of a firearm, I'm going to sentence him to 15 years. The state argues as to the defender having a record of criminal activity that is extensive, that the court can consider not just his prior history, which the court's already talked about, the 3 prior aggravated robberies, 3 prior aggravated assaults in the federal firearms case, but also this first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, and convicted felon in possession of a handgun. It's unfortunate that we've witnessed Mr. Johnson's progression in violent activity. He's had these prior convictions which dealt with firearms, which dealt with violence in the lack of regard for human life. It didn't get any better, it got worse. A whole lot worse. These were crimes that were committed in our community in the middle of the day, in broad daylight, other people around, for greed. Greed, money, and fame.
What's going on, y'all? AHumbleSoul. We checking back in. Hit that like and that subscribe, man. We putting a video up on Justin Johnson out of Memphis, better known as Straight Drop, an up-and-coming rapper who got caught up in, the murder of young Dolph. Dolph, he was tragically killed, back in November of 2021, broad daylight, after he stopped at a cookie shop. He was on the way to Westwood to a turkey drive. They was giving away turkeys, man, for Thanksgiving, when he was ambushed and, shot multiple times. He ended up passing away on the scene, unfortunately. And there was 2 people initially arrested for his murder, Cornelia Smith and Justin Johnson. They were both said to be the people who executed the hit. And then, information came out about the person who allegedly masterminded Dolph's murder, Hernandez Govan. It also came out during trial that Big Jook, Yo Gotti's older brother, who's actually, he was murdered in early 2024. It was said during trial that he was the person putting the money up for the hit. And it was also said that he had money on the heads of other people tied to PRE, But, Justin Johnson, he was sentenced to life in prison for the murder of young Dolph in October of 2024. He appeared in court again, because he was hit with 3 charges. He was found guilty of all 3 charges: conspiracy to commit first-degree murder, as well as being a felon in possession of a firearm, because he has some prior convictions. The other gunman, Cornelia Smith, testified against him, told, everything as far as like meeting up with Big Jook, meeting up with Hernandez Govan, his ties to Justin Johnson, painted the picture of how they actually saw Dolph, ambushed him, killed him, what they did afterwards, the agreement about payment, what he got paid, what he was supposed to get paid, all of that. He opened up about all that during trial. But Justin Johnson, he actually decided not to testify. He had the opportunity to, but he decided not to. So after, he was found guilty at trial, he was sentenced to life. And he actually went on his social media and posted on his story saying pretty much that he couldn't cooperate, he couldn't snitch. He later deleted that post, but obviously the internet saw it, so it was still captured and promoted on countless platforms, man. And that wasn't a good look for him. But on top of that, man, he had to appear to get sentenced for his other charges. And this lawyer actually attempted to argue that, the additional time he received should be ran concurrent versus consecutive, because if it's ran concurrent with his life sentence, say after he does, I think, approximately 50 years or 51 years, he can be eligible for parole around his 70s, but if it's consecutive, it would be a lot longer than that, considering the time that he received. Fast forward, he appeared in court to be sentenced for his other charges, and the judge, man, hit him with 35 more years, for his conspiracy to commit first-degree murder charge. He was hit with 35 years alone, and for him being a felon in possession of a firearm, he was hit with another 15 years. So 35 and 15. Now they decided to run that additional time concurrent, but if it would have been consecutive, man, that would have been another 50 years added on top of the life sentence. So he would have been doing life plus 50. So that's what it's looking like for Justin Johnson. It said that he's going to appeal this case. They've actually put in motion for a new trial, because they said that he was convicted in a short span of time, that his trial only lasted 4 days. But it was a lot of interesting information and impactful, powerful information that came out during this trial, though. A lot of, stuff regarding his communication with the other people tied to the case was shared. A lot of the camera footage showing him on the scene after the hit at his apartment complex, leaving the city, all of that, man. Communicating with Cornelia Smith, communicating with Big Jook, so it wasn't a good look for him, man. But his attorney has put in a motion for a new trial. The motion for a new trial is going to be heard in early December. So we'll stay posted on what comes of that, what new developments take place with the case, man. But yeah, so now straight drop. He's been sentenced on his other 2 charges. He's been sentenced to life plus 35 years, man. And the judge made a point to emphasize that this was all based around greed. Said it was done for greed, money, and fame. Cornelia Smith and straight drop, they both decided to take this hit because they thought they would, be 50K richer each. At least it was 100K hit on Dolph. It was 100K on Dolph's head. They was going to split it 50-50, and reportedly both give Hernandez Govan 10K apiece for putting everything together. And on top of that, straight drop, he was an aspiring artist in Memphis, and he believed that after he took care, after everything settled and he got away, if he got away, he thought that he was going to be one of the next members of CMG and be able to pop off with his music. Evidently that wasn't the case, and now he's serving life plus 35 in prison, man, because of a decision he made. And on the other end of that, Memphis has lost one of his most impactful artists, to come out in the last decade or so. Over the last decade plus. Dolph came out around 08, so and he lost his life in 2021. But over that time that he was pushing, he made a major impact in the Memphis rap scene and just in the rap game as a whole. His name is still spoke about in high regard. But yeah, that's what happened, man. So straight drop, life plus 35 years. Now we're gonna stay posted to see what it's looking like when his new trial, to see if he gets a new trial or not. But yeah, man, if you're not already tapped in, man, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're messing with the content and all of that, man. Until next time, I'ma holler at y'all. 100.